Today we're going to be going over the top 5 GPUs for crypto mining. So let's get into the video. Coming in at number 5 we have the AMD 6800 XT. This card has been one of the most efficient cards for mining on various different coins. When looking for cards, the efficiency rating is what we are looking for. The 6800 XT normally has a price of around $600 on the second-hand market. It came out around 2 years ago but was overlooked as they weren't as efficient on the Ethereum algorithm when compared to Nvidia cards. However, now that the merge is done, these cards have become really efficient on coins like Casper, Nexa and Flux. Although it comes at a relatively high price, the resale on these cards are very good, as the gaming community also likes these cards. That is one of the best things to look at when looking for resale of cards. There needs to be a market for them from gamers. For example, the A2000 from Nvidia is super efficient, but it isn't very good for gaming, so the resale value isn't going to be as much when it comes to selling. The reason that these cards are so efficient is that you can lower the power down a lot without sacrificing the hash rate. Normally they pull around 260 watts, but you can get that all the way down to 175 without losing hash rate. After that, you do see a drop off in efficiency. Right now they can make around 50 cents in revenue and 40 cents in profit on the most profitable coin. This equates to a 20% difference between revenue and profit. But I think if GPU mining has a resurgence, then these cards will be in higher demand. Coming in at number 4, I have the 3060 Ti. This card has been one of the top cards for Ethereum mining, and it translates very well over into other coin algorithms. So Ethereum mining relied more on the memory of a card and not the core clock of the card. However, a lot of more profitable coins right now tend to favor the core over the memory. This is why the 3060 Ti translates very well over to other coins, because the core is relatively powerful. Another major factor is the price of these cards. They can go for around $300 on the second-hand market, which is extremely low right now as they've been worth over $800 per card back in the summer of 2022. In my experience, this card is like a jack of all trades. It's not going to be the best card at mining, but it can mine efficiently on pretty much any algorithm. The power draw on this card is also very low. Normally they pull 200 watts, but you can overclock that down to 80 watts on certain coins. One of the best coins to mine with the 3060 Ti is Casper Coin, and it's the third most efficient card for Casper mining out there. Now I can only speak from experience, but I had been using the liquid cooled versions of the 3060 Ti, which I felt they produced slightly more efficient numbers, but the regular fan versions are still great. When you put the 3060 Ti on the most profitable coin right now, you can expect around 40 cents in revenue and 25 cents in profit. This is a 37% difference between profit and revenue. Lastly, this card is also a favorite amongst gamers, so the resale will be very good if GPU mining doesn't work out. Coming in at number 3, we have the AMD RX 6500 XT. This card is actually the most efficient card out there on the market. This is probably why it sits at number 3, because it's got such good efficiency. The problem with these cards is they aren't very powerful, so you'll have a lower hash rate using them. Therefore, you need a lot of these cards to make up a large amount of hash rate that can really compare to these bigger, more powerful GPUs. However, one of the great things is that this card is sitting at very low prices, around $180 on the second-hand market. This means you could buy a lot of them on a rig to make up for the more powerful cards out there. You could quite easily put together a 6 GPU rig for under $1,000. Now the reason that these have such good efficiency is because of the power draw on these cards. You only have to power these cards with one 6-pin connector, which is rated up to 75 watts. You can take this number way lower down to 50 watts with the right overclocks on the right coins. Right now we're looking at a revenue of 16 cents and a profit of 13 cents. That's a difference of 17% between revenue and profit, which makes it the lowest difference between profit and revenue of any GPU out there. But as I said, this card isn't very powerful, so the revenues will be low for each individual card. Also, the resale market for these isn't as big as the other cards on the list, but the fact that it's so efficient allows it to be in the number 3 spot. Now coming in at number 2, we have another AMD card, and this is the new 7900 XT. These cards are very new and will be very expensive, but with the price comes a large amount of hash rate and revenue. This is currently the most profitable GPU to mine with, as you can earn up to $1.15 in revenue and 80 cents in profit. The difference between revenue and profit is 31%, which isn't as good as others on the list, but the fact that it can bring in a large amount of revenue per day makes it the reason to be on the number 2 spot. Now these cards can be found for around $800 at MSRP. There isn't really a second-hand market for these cards as they are so new. I think a lot of GPU resellers lost money when they bought these cards as there wasn't really demand out there or anyone willing to pay $800 just to mine with these cards. However, the price tag is justified as it's a very good card for both mining and gaming. If GPU mining hits highs like in the Ethereum days, then I think these cards will be close to the top in terms of demand. Now the 7900 XT does draw a lot of power, up to 300 watts, but we can take this down a little bit, but not as much as older cards. We can take it down to around 250 watts with the right overclocks. But the fact that it's so powerful allows it to be in the number 2 spot. Now coming in at number 1 spot, we have the best GPU for crypto mining, and this is the Intel Arc A380. Just joking, it's the 4070 Ti. Now I was going to include the 3070 Ti at the top, but the 4070 Ti has been producing great profits since it came out. Even though the 4080 and 4090 have been released, these cards are very power hungry when compared to the 4070 Ti's draw, and they tend to draw a lot more power than the 4070 Ti. So it makes the 4070 Ti more efficient. The power draw right now sits at around 285 watts, but we can overclock that to get that down to around 220 watts if you have the right overclocks on the right coins. I have a feeling that this card will be the cream of the crop for crypto mining when profitability goes up on different coins, mainly Casper coin. If the price continues to rise, then I think this card will be the best out there for mining Casper. Now I know right now the price of this card is relatively high at $800, but like the 7900 XT, it doesn't have a second-hand market yet. I think these cards will be worth a lot more than $800 in the future, but if you could get a hold of one on the second-hand market for around $600, that would be an extremely good price. They are also great for gaming, which helps on the second-hand market. Right now the 40 series dominates the profit charts, and the 4070 Ti brings in around $1 in revenue per day and 75 cents in profit on the most profitable coin. This is a difference of 25%, which isn't the lowest efficiency, but is still in the top 5 efficiencies of all the cards on the market. So that's my top 5 GPUs for crypto mining. Please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. If you have any different opinions, let me know. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content like this.